to The Traveling Introvert. Today, I want to talk about something that happens a lot with some of my clients. They confuse a plan with a to-do list. And so I want to talk about how these things are completely different. A to-do list is basically a list of tasks that you want to do during the day, the week, the month, the year, etc. A plan is, well, it's a plan. Okay. So this is what a plan could look like. 10 a.m. wake up. 10 a.m. till 10:30, some sort of morning routine. 10:30 till 1, deep work. 1 o'clock, there's going to be breakfast probably in there somewhere, but it might be part of your morning routine. 1 o'clock till 2, go to the gym or sort of meditate or do something that is self-development wise. 2 till 5, more deep work. All right. So what I'm trying to show there is that a plan doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the tasks that you'll do during the day. It might have a rough idea, but not necessarily. So you set the intention during the time frame you'll work on your business or your career or your job or whatever it might be. The point is to include in your plan all the kind of activities that you want to do throughout the day, but not necessarily the exact specific things. Because here's the thing. As an introvert, your time is precious. As a human, your time is precious. But making sure that you have enough time to do the things that you want to do and get recharged in the way that works for you is really important. So you must guard your time wisely. And a plan, of course, can include non-work activities, i.e. recharge time. That's why it's called a plan. Doing something for doing something for yourself, like I said, meditating or anything of that nature, that is okay because it's something that you need to do for yourself and it shouldn't cause guilt. It should be intentional and not just sort of like, I'll fit that in somewhere, right? If you don't have a plan and you will let yourself become sort of susceptible to wasting time and being distracted and procrastinating or blah, 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 blah. So you need to set out like a carved out time. Some people call this time blocking. Some people call this planning, whatever wording you want to use. But your time must be guarded and protected. The way you use your time should be aligned with your values. So some of the things to consider are sort of, what are your values? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Where do you want to get to? And it's really interesting that you just need to take 10 minutes per day, probably before you go to sleep or at the end of your work day, to map out a plan for the next day. But it is not a list of to-do items. You can block out time that's deep work, and then you go and look in your list of things that I need to deep work on, and then work on those things during your deep work time. The plan is to do deep work. The to-do list is to do deep work on marketing, and then deep work on client work, and then deep work on something else. You see the difference between the plan and the to-do list. The plan is all about you and protecting what you need to do and making sure that your life and day works for you. The to-do list is more along the lines of stuff you do for others or the individual tasks that you do to complete your overall plan. So don't be confused with the two. So many people are like, yeah, I have a plan. I have this like to-do list of stuff to do. No, you have a to-do list, which is great. It's great to have a to-do list, but it is not a plan. So that's something for you to think about. And again, guard your time. How you guard your time is really important moving forward, because a lot of the time we let other influences and outside influences push us into doing different things with our time. But as an introvert, we need our time to recharge. We need our time to regroup to help us be better humans. And so guard your time wisely by creating plans with time blocks with what you're going to do moving forward, and then go from there. Take some time to make a plan, not a to-do list. Thanks for listening. This is Janice at thecareerintrovert.com, helping you build your brand and get hired. And if you have any questions or topics that you want me to cover during the podcast, please email me at janice@thecareerintrovert.com. Looking forward to speaking to you next week, and have a great rest of your day.